Shalom. I like to give all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. I like to give double honors unto the apostles, the elder apostles, CT bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim, preaching his word with truth and sincerity around the four corners. Peace and salutations to the Israelite foreigners, the Israelites that live amongst the heathen that look like some of those heathen, like Elder Malcolm will be saying. This is not a black-only thing. This is an Israelite thing. So shalom to the speckled bird. And peace and salutations to the Akim and the few Aqua that listen and learn in silence. Shalom to the true believers, the true worshipers of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Those are the hopeful elect. Just coming back in the spirit and theme of prophecy. And wanted to speak about a news article that came in on my feed. Had it for like a day or two. Got a little bit of downtime, free time before I hit the plantation. So I was like, let me just hit the button and do a quick lesson on it. You know, you got to be circumspect in these last days because we are in the time of judgment. A lot of scary things is happening to people, and it's all judgment from the Heavenly Father. That's why you got to pray to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for protection and pray for guidance in your in your walk of life, so you can receive salvation. I'm gonna read the article, hit a couple of precepts, and Lord's willing, this will be edifying. Try to flow for 10 minutes, maybe even 12, 13. But yeah, judgment of the Heavenly Father steadily going out, and He got them spirits created for vengeance to appease His wrath. Matter of fact, before I get the article, let me get a quick precept. It's the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 15 and 16. And it reads, excuse me. It says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil." Yeah, and evil is a compound word. Eve meaning time and ill meaning bad. So the days are bad times, you know. There's some bad times coming ahead. And even more than what people seen. You know, the scriptures tell us that these, in Matthew the 24th chapter, these are only the beginning of sorrows. You know, the great, it tells you in the Apocrypha, the great misery is about to befall the people that in the latter time dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. You know? So, like it tells you got to walk circumspectly. You got to keep your head on a swivel. Circum meaning around, and spec goes back to spectacle, which means to look. So you got to look around. You got to look at your surroundings, see where you're at, because days are evil. You never know that when danger is going to present itself to you, you know, so you got to be prepared and ready for that. This is from the New York Post. It says, "Maniac pushes woman onto New York City subway tracks." Salakia. punches second female, strap hanger in face, lock him up. You see? And this is definitely directed toward you females. All you so-called women that sit here and say that you don't need a man. You know, Jacob's trouble is gonna hit y'all the hardest. Why? Because y'all the weakest sex. Y'all the weaker vessel, like it tells you in the scriptures. Ain't no woman supposed to be out without a man, you know? But you know, in Esau society and through feminism, he got women believing that they're equal to men. A lot of miseries is gonna befall you women because you're not right. You know, King Solomon said that out of 1,000 women, he didn't find not one that was righteous. And out of 1,000 men, he found one. Like Apostle Rakar said, even though Judas Iscariot was a low-down piece of you know what, even he's better than any female. And I agree. But let's get to the article. It says, a maniac... It says, a maniac allegedly pushed a woman onto the subway tracks and punched another lady in the face in Brooklyn Saturday, and was later arrested at a nearby shelter, police and sources said. A 51-year-old was shoved and a 43-year-old was hit on the R subway line at 53rd Street and 4th Avenue in Sunset Park around 8:45 a.m., according to cops. The woman pushed to the tracks suffered 3 broken ribs and the other sustained a busted lip, police sources said. It says, they even got the guy's name. Curtis Signal was busted at the shelter and charged with reckless endangerment, assault, and harassment, police said. It says the guy was sitting on the platform and they were standing. Vietnam veteran Al Rivera told the Post. All of a sudden, he pushed her on the tracks and then he turned around and pounced on the other lady. He was hitting her, punching her in the face. She's just a spirit created for vengeance. There's just another telltale sign that we are in the last days of the last days. We are in the end of Esau's rulership. All of that, women going out, just going about because they have nothing better to do. You better stay your ass in the house. And notice it was older women that this happened to. Because y'all older women have lived deliciously for many, many years. And like it tells you in Timothy, she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. You know? These women have had they basically have had rights like men, rights like Edomite men, and responsibilities like a child, which is basically none. So they've been allowed to run free and do whatever the hell they want to do. But you gotta understand, how about Shimei Hashai sees all of that, and he's putting a stop to it. So let me get a couple precepts, and then I'll close. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9. And it reads, Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Yeah, the vintage is going to fail. You know, you getting the goodies, you being able to run around free, naked, half naked, dress however you want to dress, do whatever you want to do. Those days is coming to an end. The gathering shall not come. You know, all of those benefits that Esau has given you, that's coming to an end. You know, like the housing, the food stamps, the child support, the alimony, all of this vintage shall fail. You know, the high-paying jobs, getting paid more than a man, and you don't do more than a man, all that's coming to an end. Verse 11, it says, Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Yeah, these women are complaining that they ain't got no jobs, that nobody's taking them on dates. Nobody's holding the door for them. Nobody's opening nobody's pulling out a chair for them when they go to restaurants. Yeah, because you women for so long of a period of time thought that you were equal to a man. Shoot, I remember when I was a young child, my mother used to tell us, me and my brothers and sisters, that she been on her own since she was 17. And that was a lie. She met my father when she was 17. Didn't even give my father respect and telling him and acknowledging him. So I know from firsthand experience that you women are too proud. Definitely too proud. You need to be humble. And your great awakening is coming sooner than later. Let me get another precept. Matter of fact, let me go to the Apocrypha. There's the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 39, verse 28. And it reads, There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. There you see. And that guy, whoever that guy was, Curtis Signal, he was nothing but a spirit created for vengeance. You know? And as you best believe, there's going to be more spirits created for vengeance. There's going to be more calamity happening to you females. You fee-fails. You best to get ready and get right with the Lord. There's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, verse 50, and it reads, For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Yeah, many great miseries is going to befall you people, you know? Staying in 2nd Ezra, chapter 14, verse 16, and it reads, For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. You see? So the world getting weaker through age. The older the world gets, the weaker the world gets, the more evils is going to befall you people. The more evils is going to get done on the earth. Because like it tells you in the book of Job, the 9th chapter, that the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. And it tells you in Sirach, the 10th chapter, that as the judges, so are the people. So the earth is being governed by a wicked ruler. So in return, the people are going to be wicked. So you're about to see a lot of shit happen in these upcoming days, man. So just be prepared, fast and pray that the Heavenly Father doesn't take you out of here, But Lord's will, you is edified. Till next time, we're going to say shalom to the elect.